Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by golden fields and tall trees, there lived a boy named Ryan. Ryan was known for one thing, his laziness. He lived with his hard-working parents in a small house on the edge of town. While his father worked tirelessly in the fields, Ryan preferred lying under the shade of a big tree, watching the clouds drift by. Ryan was lazy, but he was clever. He only had to scare away the birds that came to eat their rice crops. But Ryan didn't want to run around with a stick like everyone else. Instead, he built wooden poles around the field and connected them with ropes. By pulling the ropes from one spot, he could scare the birds away while lying comfortably on the ground. His father often worried, thinking, "What if I fall sick? How will Ryan manage everything?" But since Ryan always found a way to get things done, his father never complained. One summer, drought hit the village terribly. The sun burned more fiercely, and the fields drank up the non-existent rain. Adding to this problem was Ryan's father falling severely ill. Suddenly, Ryan alone had to tend to the whole field. He wasn't trained in hard labor, though. Days went by and crops started to shrivel. He did his best, but it was hard because he was too lazy. There he sat one evening, under starry skies with nothing to help him. All he could say was, "Why didn't I ever do my best? Now my family's future's slipping away." He sat musing when all of a sudden he was drawn to noise in the square. Curiosity got the best of him. He went ahead to see what was happening in the square. A royal soldier stood on his platform stating, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king declared a grand competition. The one who wins receives a chest of gold." Ryan's eyes sparkled. Gold? That could save my family. Without hesitation, he signed up for the competition. The villagers laughed. "Ryan, the laziest boy in town? He can't even chase birds properly. How will he win?" But Ryan ignored their laughter. He knew this was his chance. With determination, Ryan packed his bag and set out on the journey to the king's palace. The journey took hours and was exhausting, but he continued with the hope of being able to support his family. After 3 days of trekking through dusty roads, he finally reached the palace where hundreds of strong competitors had gathered. The first challenge was held next to a huge, shimmering lake. The announcer said, "In order to advance to the next competition, you need to get across this lake. The first 3 to do so advance." When the whistle blew, everyone dived into the water and swam with powerful strokes. Ryan, however, stood on the shore thinking, "There's no way I can outswim them." But the rule is to cross the lake, not swim it. He spotted some broken branches near the forest, gathered them quickly, and built a small raft. Using a piece of wood as a paddle, he slowly but steadily crossed the lake. As the strong swimmers grew tired midway, Ryan's raft glided past them. By the time he reached the other side, he was the third to finish. The crowd was stunned. "How did that lazy boy beat the strong swimmers?" they whispered. The next day was the final round. The challenge was simple, yet tough. Each contestant had to push a massive wooden block 1 kilometer to the finish line. Behind them was a collection of tools, but they could only pick one. The first contestant chose a strong rope and started to pull with all his might. The second selected a sturdy lever to roll the block slowly. Ryan, as usual, took his time to think. He scanned the tools and picked something surprising, a small knife. The crowd murmured, "A knife? How will that help?" Instead of pushing, Ryan sat down and started carving the block. For an hour, he worked carefully, cutting and shaping until the block became a large, smooth wooden ball. Now, instead of struggling to push a heavy block, Ryan rolled the ball with ease. As the other contestants panted for breath, dragging their blocks inch by inch, Ryan's wooden ball rolled down the path without any hitch. Determined and clever, he crossed the finish line first. The crowd erupted in cheers. The king himself approached Ryan and said, "You may not be the strongest, but you are the smartest. Here is your reward." The king handed him a chest filled with shining gold coins. He became a hero as he returned to his village. He used the prize money for his family and rebuilt his farm. And he even helped some of the villagers who once mocked him. The most important lesson he learned, however, was the value of hard work and determination.